Why your English is not improving? This question is in your mind. You are doing lot of effort for learning this language. But in the last, when you start speaking, your mouth is going to be stuck. And you don't know why these things happen with you. So guys, this video is useful for you because in this video, I'm going to share 5 mistakes which you are doing for learning English speaking. And guys, these all are mistakes I did also. That's why I would like to suggest you don't do these types of mistakes if you are doing these all are mistakes. So guys, my name is Mansi. I'm your English trainer and I belong to Kanpur. And if you really want to join my institute for learning English and you belong to Kanpur, then the most welcome. So guys, this is video is very strong for you because in this video, everybody suggests you how can improve English. But I'm just going to tell you why your English is not improving day by day because you are doing lots of effort for learning this language. Mistake number 1, which you are doing. What? You know what? You always think, I will not be able to speak English. I don't know why people think like that. They are not able to speak in English, but you are, and you have also part to learn this language because this is only language. Please don't think you will not be able to speak in English. Okay, but you have to follow 2 steps. The 1 step is that just always think with your positive mind. We have 2 types of mind. One mind always force you, no, this thing is not good for you. And the second mind always teach you, no, you have to do this and you can do this. So always listen your second mind. Okay, so if you belong any background, it doesn't means is that you should have confidence for learning this language. And when you develop the confidence for learning this language, then nobody can stop you. So always think like that, no, I can speak English and I have to speak in English. Okay, second mistake you are doing. Do you know what? Second mistake is that you are not creating your interest. Now you think like that, what is the means of interest? And what is the means? So guys, this is a very big means. Just imagine if you do any work in your life and you don't have interest, then how can you do this? But if you like this, if you have interest, then you can do anything what you want in your life. So always create interest in this language. Now you can ask me, how can we create an interest? Because this is a lesson, this is a subject, so that is not possible. So guys, this is possible for you. You know what? Why? This is only language. This is not a syllabus of any institute. This is not syllabus of any school. This is not syllabus of any books and whatever you want. This is only language. What is your native language? It's like my native language is Hindi. So nobody suggests me you have to learn chota a bada first, then you have to make the sentence. Nobody suggests. I heard this language since my childhood. Okay, when I did not go to school, but I I speak this language. That's the thing you also follow in English. Okay, don't think you have to complete this language just because of you have target, just because of the interview purpose, just because of to you just want to speak English, that's why you just complete this target. So don't think like that. You just you just absorb this language with the interest. When you create your interest in this language, so nobody can stop you for speaking in English. Okay, because your mouth always wants something, and it's depend on you how can give you direction of your mind. Okay, so always think in English in your mind, and you can and you are able to speak in English in front of to anyone. And if you talk about the interest is that suppose that you want to read newspaper. If you have interest, then you can read it. But I don't have any interest for reading newspaper, because newspaper words are very typical for me. That's why I'm not creating my interest for reading newspaper. And I think you also think like that. So if you think like that, so don't read newspaper for learning and for adopting this language. Whatever you have interest, like that, if you want to watch Doraemon, because I used to watch Doraemon, but how? Just subtitle in English. When you watch anything in English, so please make sure that the subtitle should be in English. While watching, you have to read subtitle. You do this types of thing for learning this language. So so you have power. You can thought like that which tense we are following in this sentence, which modal you are using, and which vocabulary you are using. I'm not talking about the Doraemon. What your interest? Suppose that you want to watch romantic movie, and we can say that whatever you want to watch as like the war movie, then you can also read the story from the search of the Google in English. Okay, that is the best rule for you for learning anything. When you free, you just type on the Google and search it, and whatever you want to watch it and whatever you want to read it, it's depend on your interest. Suppose that if you want to read a story, then you can also find in English. Yeah, this thing has happened with you. One time you are unable to understand, second time you are unable to understand, but in the last, when you read over and over any sentence, then definitely you will have to understand what the line are saying. Okay, so that is not an overnight journey. You have to do this work at least 30 days. When you do this types of thing in your daily life, and you add these things in your daily life, so nobody can stop you for speaking English. So I hope you understand what I want to say with you. And in this time, which sentence I am using, these all are sentence very easy. I'm sure you are able to understand. If you are unable to understand what I'm saying, so just try to understand. Okay, with my expression, with my word, with my tenses, whatever you want to find it. And if any mistakes are there, then you can also mention me in the comment section. Okay, and third mistake you are doing, do you know what? Third step is that You are not adding vocabulary. I mean to say, you are not adding different vocabulary in your sentences. As like in this time, everybody uses a different word in their sentences. Then we are unable to take out the meaning of that sentence, and that the problem happen with you. So you just always focus to learn verb, and verb should be a new verb, and then add your sentences, because this is very important for you. Always try to add new word in your conversation, in your sentences, and always learn these and always catch new word from the television, because television is the best source for learning speaking English. You know what, how when we watch any serial, on this movie the actor and actress use a very advanced word. You always catch it. When you catch from their word, able to make the sentence with the help of those verbs. So always catch the verb, what the verb are saying, what the means of that verb. In this time, you have a phone also. If you don't have clear what is the means of that word, you can search on the Google. That is the best chance for you. Okay, so always add a new word. And when you adding a new word in your sentences, then you never be fail. I hope you understand. Okay, so third mistake, if you are doing these types of, so you just add a new word, because verb should know a very, because verb it's very important for you for making any sentence. You know everything, you know grammar, you know tenses, you know how can we use can, you know how can we use everything, and how can make a sentence. But if any verb you don't know, I am damn sure you are unable to make any type of sentence, and while speaking your mouth is going to be stuck. Okay, so you should have knowledge of vocabulary. If you completed your all parts regarding the about the grammar, then you should have to work on the vocabulary portion, because each and every part is very important for learning any language. I'm not talking about only English. These things happen with lots of language which we want to learn. Clear? So you have to focus vocabulary also. Fourth mistake you are doing, do you know what? Yes, let me clear. Fourth mistake is that you are not doing practicing, because you think like that I have completed everything. So you don't create your interest, and you thought like, no, I have to complete this thing, so no need to practice. But guys, English depend practice only. When you practice anything over and over, then you become a fluent. And fluency is a very important. Fluency is the proof you have idea about the English. Okay, so always do practice. Which topic have you been learned, and which topic have you not been learned? You just always try to understand. You just always do practice, because this is very important for you. Is that clear? So what you have to follow? Let me discuss about the last step. If we talk about the last mistake you are doing while learning this language, the last step and last mistake is that you are not writing anything. Am I right? Suppose that if you write anything, you are following two steps on that time. The first step is that reading, and the second step is that writing. And if I want to add a third step, that is improving handwriting also. Okay, so just always write something, whatever you want. It's depend on interest. If you want to write your daily life, if you want to write your daily schedule, if you want to write timetable, if you want a story of someone, if you want to any nonsense story, do you want to just write it and imagine it, and you can write it. So these all I step are very good for you. And if you are doing these type of mistake, that means if you are not covering these all rules, so damn sure you will have to face the problem, I'm sure. Okay, so guys, don't do these types of mistakes. So in this video, what I have been tell you, in this video what I have in this video what I have told you. The first step is that don't think you are not able to speak in English. Second thing is that you are not practicing. Third thing is that you are not adding difficult vocabulary in your conversation. Fourth step is that you are not writing anything. And the fifth step is that you are not creating interest. You just learn things just because you want. But you are not but you not do these things with your interest. When you do anything with your interest, nobody can stop you. Okay, so always do any work with the interest. And suppose that if you don't have an interest, just create interest. How can you do this? And always search the reason behind for learning English. When you have a reason, then you can create an interest. And when you create an interest, then you are able to add a vocabulary also. And when you add a vocabulary in your sentences, so nobody can stop you. And write something is also, that is your habitual habit, that make sure that habit you can adopt it. ओके, सो आई होप दिस वीडियो इज़ यूजफुल फॉर यू. अगर आपको ये वीडियो अच्छा लगा हो तो लाइक कर दियो, और बहुत अच्छा लगा हो तो कमेंट कर दियो. और अगर इसी टाइप का दूसरा वीडियो चाहिए हो ना, तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लियो. तो अब तो मैंने मेहनत की है, तब जाके मैं इतनी सड़ी बोल पा रही हूँ. आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड. सो थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग. बाय बाय एंड टेक केयर. हैप्पी लर्निंग.